Good morning, Florida Southern, and welcome to the New News Show. I'm your host, Tyler Hillier, and these are my final thoughts. That's right. Call me Tommy Lauren because I am feeling a little soapboxy today. So let's not waste any time. Folks, we are around 2 weeks now into a Trump presidency, and it already feels like it's been years, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. The media has been incessant in their attacks on Donald Trump in his few days, and he hasn't actually passed any laws yet. All the fuss is over his executive orders, where the president reserves the right to absolutely control the many agencies of the federal government and direct them as he will. Sound scary? Well, it is. And that is exactly what conservatives have been telling people for over 30 years. When you vastly grow the power of the president under one guy you might like, the next guy in line gets all that power too, and he will use it very differently. Now, Trump is already causing controversy this week by signing an executive order that banned Syrian refugee resettlement indefinitely and immigration of citizens from 7 countries that you definitely couldn't place in your middle school geography class. Now, the problem with the ban is that the countries have a Muslim majority, which has led many in the media to label it as Trump's infamous total Muslim ban. You've no doubt seen the response of many brave Facebook justice warriors posting long rants and changing their profile pictures, risking absolutely nothing because they live in an echo chamber where opinions aren't challenged. And you've no doubt seen the posts from people who haven't picked up a Bible since Sunday school, quoting some verses about accepting refugees and that you cannot be a Christian if you agree with Trump's policy. Cannot be a Christian. Now, of course, those verses come from the Old Testament and are just a hop and a skip away from those pesky verses on homosexuality, which apparently make every Christian bigoted and hypocritical if they choose to believe in those. You've no doubt seen the courageous speeches from the celebrities this past weekend at another glamorous awards show saying, "This is not my America." It's not mine, they said. And they're right. It's not. And thank goodness it's not. A Hollywood-run America? That sounds like one filled with cocaine, broken dreams, and terrible sequels. Basically, America would become the Godfather trilogy. But the hypocrisy here is real. Now, I can disagree with this ban because I believe this country is the greatest on earth. And if you're fleeing persecution, there's no better place than right here. However, I don't feel like the country is degraded for choosing to protect its citizens in times where attacks inspired by religious extremism are happening all over the world. Now, I disagree with the ban, but this isn't some great decline of our values. But for so many individuals, it is. And interestingly enough, it's those same individuals who have spent years saying that America is inherently unequal, that our people are bigoted, that you can only make it in this country as a rich white male, that our education and healthcare systems are the worst in the world, and that if you're a Muslim, look out, because half the country has a target on your head. Now, those people have no right. Because if they truly cared about these refugees, surely you would want them to go to a country like Canada or Germany. Not here where injustice and bigotry is so rampant, like you've been claiming for years. Now, it's amazing how some can spend years claiming a country is so hateful and then be upset that less people are now coming in. And thank goodness they're spared this terrible fate that we all as Americans share. So in summary, I encourage everyone to look closely again at your motives and those of your friends in the media to see if it really is a charitable heart that drives these opinions. And that's the story. And now over to John for the Mock Minute.
This Friday night, Campus Ministries will be hosting their first Girls' Night In from 8 p.m. to midnight. There will be games, baking, crafts, a movie, and 2 painting classes. There will also be popcorn, ice cream, hot chocolate, and more. Lady Mocks, don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to bond with your friends and the Campus Ministries team. February 8th, there will be a town hall meeting from 5 to 7:30 in the Hollis Room. If there is something you want to rant about, get off your chest, or just congratulate SGA, then this is your chance. Get out there and make your voice heard. Last week, while most of you were watching Pirates in the Streets, FSC students were watching a Broadway play. That's right, Wicked was the featured Discover Florida trip last weekend, and it was a magical time for all those who went. If you would like to go on one of these amazing trips, then log into MoxInc and take a peep at the events calendar so you can get your tickets to the next great adventure. That's all we have for the Mock Minute. Back to you, Ty.
Thanks, John. Well, that's all we have for you today, Florida Southern. Thanks for stopping by, and be sure to be here next week, where we'll have another, hopefully less rant-filled episode. And remember, the buck stops here.